This presentation is on the Pareto principle for BBA 360 Project 3 and is presented to you by Team 3. Wilfredo Pareto in 1906 made a well-known observation that 20% of the population owned 80% of the property in Italy. It was later generalized by Joseph Juran and others into the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle states that 80% of the results from any series of actions are caused by 20% of the actions themselves. The Pareto principle should serve as a continual reminder to focus 80% of your effort on the 20% of your tasks that matter the most. Those 20% produce 80% of your results. Pareto's principle can also be observed in our personal lives. We only need to take a look around to observe it in action. Once we identify the occurrence, we can focus more of our energy on tasks that produce the most results. Considering all of our relationships, only a small portion of them give the most value to us, such as a spouse, a family member, or a close friend. You should spend the majority of your time nurturing these relationships. Identify the moments and activities that are most touching and memorable. Focus on doing more of those activities to improve your quality of your relationships. The 80-20 rule can also be applied to improve our financial situation. Most major expenses are from debt, such as credit cards, mortgages, and student loans. By attacking prior debt and not acquiring new debt, you can improve your finances dramatically. With increased production resulting from more time spent on vital activities, you will have more time to focus on providing more value. The more value you produce, the more money you will make. 80% of delays in schedule arise from 20% of possible causes. Steps to identify important causes using Pareto analysis. List the causes for delay: family obligations, work schedules, exhaustion, procrastination, and technical difficulties. To be successful students, we must not only do things right, but also ensure we are doing the right things. As students, to maximize productivity, we must realize that 80% of our time is spent on many trivial activities. Analyze and identify which activities produce the most value, then shift your focus to the vital few 20%. We can increase our efficiency by analyzing and prioritizing the input needed to produce the required outputs. Project managers know that 20% of the work consumes 80% of time and resources, and 20% of your products, projects, or customers will generate 80% of your profitability. You have heard a lot of information about the Pareto principle and how to apply it. We will now explain how you can use a Pareto chart to make better decisions. Sometimes we have so many competing problems that it is difficult to choose where to focus the attention. Start by making a list of problems. Next, determine the cause for the problem. The next step is to measure your problems. By utilizing a check sheet, you can easily collect the data, tally up all of the problems, then group them by the cause of the problem and sort by volume with the highest frequency on the top of the list and make a graph. At the bottom of the graph, the category would be where the causes will be listed. The axis on the left represents the problems, and the axis on the right represents the cumulative percentage. The bars on the top side of the graph represents the highest causes of your problems. By dealing with the highest percentage, you are able to focus on the vital few instead of spreading your efforts over the trivial many. The Pareto principle, as we also know it as the 80-20 rule, has the general idea that 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort or decisions. This can apply to any aspect of our everyday life, school, or even work. If you are able to shift your focus to that 20%, then the best possible outcome will be revealed.